Hi, this is Kevin, and this is Command Line Arguments, Show All Files, Open Terminal, and Open Folder in File Explorer on the core path. Let's take a look at how we can add processing for command line arguments. So we'll start off with an empty project that you see here, and what we want to do is we want to grab the contents of this parameter, which is args. So in order to do that, we'll add a small piece of code. And of course what this will do is it'll take the string array represented as args, and it will get each element out of it and then simply echo that back out to the console window. So if we run this program, not surprisingly, we don't see any output because we didn't put anything on the command line. So now let's put something on the command line in a couple of different ways so that you can see how you can develop this code. And what I like to do is run this from the command line, but rather than going to a separate window, I'm actually going to run it from the command line within Visual Studio. So I think the easiest way to do this is to go to your Solution Explorer and click on Show All Files. And that will open up your project a little bit. You'll see some folders here with dashed lines around them indicating normally that they would not be visible. And what I want to do is I want to go to bin, and then within bin I want to go to debug, and then within debug you see the .NET Core App folder. Now I'm going to right click on that and I'm going to select Open in Terminal, and this opens up a window that is a developer PowerShell. Notice that it's pointing to the correct directory. I'll do a listing of that directory, and here we see the demo command line DLL and the EXE. And one thing you'll notice is the DLL is significantly smaller than the EXE because the EXE is standalone, whereas the DLL requires the .NET Core libraries. So we can actually run either one of these. Let's start with the EXE. So whether you have the DLL file or the EXE file, or both of them, is going to depend upon your build settings. But either one will work to demonstrate what we're going to do here. So we'll start by running the standalone EXE. And as you can see, that just executes the executable with no output. Again, there's nothing on the command line. So this time we'll run it again, but put something on the command line. And we see that output appear. If you'd like to work with the DLL file instead, remember that you need the .NET command, so it would look like this. And you get the same results. Now note that these are simply strings, and so you can easily add, for example, forward slashes or hyphens or any of the other symbology that goes with a command line, and it will be echoed in the output like so. You see the slashes and the hyphens and whatnot, and then you can process that command line as you see fit. Now if for some reason you would like to do this operation from an actual command window, you can do that easily enough. Again, right click on the .NET Core App folder and select Open Folder in File Explorer, and here we see that same list of files. And if you select Shift right click, you'll be able to open a PowerShell window or possibly a command window depending upon how your individual computer is set up. And again, let's do a directory so we see the files. And we have the option of executing the EXE, or using the .NET command to execute the DLL. Like so. Lastly, you might want to execute this from within Visual Studio, but without even using the terminal command pane. In order to do that, you go to the project and right click on it, go to Properties, and then go to Debug, and inside of Debug put your command line arguments. And this way, when we run the project from within Visual Studio, you will see the command line parameters echoed as arguments. And that was Command Line Arguments, Show All Files, Open Terminal, and Open Folder in File Explorer on the core path. Thanks for watching.